I was looking at different charts and I like to run screeners. Usually what I do is I have um, a filtering system that's now getting a little taste to AI actually, but a filtering system that finds the best of the best fundamental companies out there based on their fundamentals, right? And then I take those and I run my technical screeners on them, and that's what I get to trade. But every once in a while, I like to throw my technical screeners out there and then reverse engineer it, see if the company it finds is um, fundamentally a good company. I came across Planet Labs, right? And I'm looking at Planet Labs now. I want to make sure I get past this earnings announcement. So I want to definitely emphasize that out there. That's next week, December 10th, right? So I want to get past earnings. I don't want to deal with this earnings because Planet Labs, the investors on Planet Labs tends to, um, uh, you know, get excited around earnings. So I want to get past that. I want to see what that is. I want to let them digest it and then go from there. But I'm looking at acquiring some of this so that I could sell premium on it in the future. But I want to acquire it using cash secured puts. We haven't talked about those in a good while, but that's where you go ahead and you pick what price you're willing to pay for the shares of stock, and you have to do it in lots of 100. So for instance, if I'm willing to pay $11, I have to have $1,100 of cash sitting in my account, but then you sell that put, right? So if I do it right now, and again, I'm going to say it again, I want to wait until earnings has been released. But if I look at the $11 put, I could probably, and I would use a limit order to sell these things. I could sell this thing for about 65 cents, right? So basically what you're doing here is you're saying I'm willing to buy this for $11 if you give me 65 cents a share right now. So in effect, you'd only be paying $10.35. You get that 65 cents up front. And if you get to the expiration date, December 19th, and nobody wants to sell you the thing for $11, fine. You still get to keep the 65 cents a share and you can do it again and again. So it's a really cool way to acquire stock. This is pretty much the only way I acquire stocks. Why would I put a limit order out there and say, hey, who wants to sell me stock for $11 when I could do this instead? And it's basically the same thing. It's saying, who wants to sell me stock for $11 and pay me 65 cents to put this order out there, right? That's what I'm doing. And so I'm not so hell bent on owning this stock that I have to get it and I'm going to do a market order. But instead of doing a limit order, a limit buy order, I'm going to do this sell order of a put and get some money back for it, right? But again, not going to do it SIP until after earnings. I see how earnings shakes out and I reevaluate. But it looks like we've got a nice level of support at $11. We've got these bottoms that have formed. If I can get this for about $11 and get, paid for that, and then either acquired or not, but I'd like to go ahead and try to get some of this Planet Labs stock down at the bottom here. And then I'll be up for selling premium every time it tops out.
Yeah, and it's not Planet Fitness.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's the AI powered Earth intelligence satellite geo mapping
That's even
technology
better.
of some sort.
That's even better. It's my screener, my AI screener went out and I basically just asked, "Hey, is this a solid company?" And they're like, it hasn't really made any profits, but it's also not losing a heck ton of money. Instead, it's doing pretty well and it's made some gains. So yeah, it's solid. So I want to buy this, but I don't want to buy it. I don't want to buy it so much that I'm putting a market order out there. Instead, I want to use cash secured puts. And that's what I thought. It's kind of a more, it's a different screener than what I usually do. It's definitely not something that I presented yesterday because we only do the best of the best and the guaranteed money makers. This is more of one of those popcorn seeds you put on, where you put 10 popcorn seeds and you use your experimental portfolio for it, and maybe three or four of them will pop, and the other ones, but and that's another reason why I'm using the cash secured put strategy to buy this. Because if nobody wants to sell it to me for that price, great. Give me a little bit of money, and I'll go on and use that money for something else.